Ladies and gentlemen, what have I been telling you for the past 3 years? In 2017, I wrote in the Huffington Post, Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. Thank God President Trump won. We have a roadmap to peace between North and South Korea. We have record low unemployment, record highs in the stock market. So, if it was just record highs in the stock market, that wouldn't mean much. But there's also record lows in unemployment, 500,000 new manufacturing jobs. First Step Act, he signed an executive order, a bill to protect animals the other day. We can go on and on. He's a good president. The media meltdown and temper tantrum, he's addressing the $400 billion trade deficit with China in a manner that nobody else would. Well, the Democrats wanted the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or Clinton did. So we can go on forever. He's a very good president. He's going up against corrupt officials like Comey, Strzok, McCabe, and Clapper. And most importantly, he's scaling back U.S. foreign policy, which is exactly the main reason I'm voting for President Trump. And I explained in my Federalist article below, in the pinned comment, why Bernie supporters should vote Trump 2020. Do what you like if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'm a Trump supporter now. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. This is the Huffington Post today. Obama said he would speak up to stop Bernie Sanders' nomination. This is not the Twilight Zone. This is not some kind of surreal dream. Bernie's not a Democrat, one close advisor to former president told Politico. Former President Obama, who has so far taken a neutral position publicly on the 2020 Democratic presidential primary, he's essentially endorsed Hillary Clinton, privately indicated he would speak up to stop Bernie Sanders from becoming the party's nominee should the Vermont senator make significant gains, Politico reported Tuesday. Listen to me clearly. If you're still voting for Bernie Sanders or think Bernie Sanders or Warren, or if you're saying, Medicare for all is going to really happen, it's a noble idea. It ain't going to happen. Ever. The Democrats don't want it. They're only deceiving progressive voters into thinking that one day there will be this left-leaning takeover of the Democratic Party. When Clinton runs and loses again to President Trump, which is what will happen, the moderates will take over. People like Conor Lamb, people like Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, more moderate in terms of foreign policy, the people who want to scale back and reverse the failed decisions of Bush and President Obama the past 16 years prior to President Trump. It ain't going to be the Bernie Sanders types. Because Bernie Sanders could have won in 2016. When I was interviewed by Rebel HQ, I believe that's what it used to be something different. But that was a June 26th, 2016 interview when I said Bernie still has a chance. July 5th, I never said. After July 5th, when Comey covered up Clinton's crimes, I never said Bernie could still win the nomination. Prior to that, yes, because his opponent was an actual criminal who, if it were anyone else, they would have been charged and indicted on crimes, major crimes. Transferring top secret intelligence outside of the United States government onto servers is a major crime. But anyway, that was the time he could have won. Thank God he didn't, because, look, God bless him, he's a good human being. He's like a doormat. He's like a doormat for the Democratic Party. Even President Obama, this is not like, if I were to write something like this, people would say, oh, H.A. Goodman is just being himself. Oh, he's completely nutty and lost it. This is President Obama and November 26, 2019. Right before Thanksgiving, less than a year before the election. They're already cheating Bernie Sanders. What did I tell you? What have I been trying to tell everyone? If you're still a progressive and you watch this channel, God bless you. I love you. Thank you. What have I been telling people? They have no intention of Medicare for all or abolishing ICE or a Green New Deal. And the social media cult, the cyber reality, this kind of Tron existence where they they retweet and they like and they, try to pontificate and give sermons and preaching and like, oh yeah, you know what, this is supremacy and enabling and tiki torch and all of these things, and Bernie is this and Bernie is that and Trump is this and Trump is that. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter and you don't like Trump and you think he's the orange menace, well, guess what? Every single dirty trick and tactic, every single shady thing that they've leveled against Trump, from blaming him to be working with Russia, blaming him for the election loss, saying that he worked with Russia to buy Facebook ads, and miraculously she also got the popular vote. So who knows? Who knows how their minds work? And hacking the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Almost everything they said about Trump. Oh my God, he hates these people. Everything they said about Trump, in one way or another, they said about Bernie. Here's a newsflash to Bernie Sanders supporters, because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. The water's better here. Because you get prison reform legislation, you get scaled back U.S. foreign policy. President Trump is bringing home Americans eventually. You get the beginning of peace between North and South Korea. You get record low unemployment. You get household median income up. If you go to the St. Louis Fed, the chart, people without college degrees have one of the lowest unemployment rates ever for that demographic group. So you get all of that, plus you get somebody who goes after Comey and the Democratic Party. Clinton is going to be nominee. I keep telling people this because I had hope when I was on the left. I was naive. I had hope. I thought President Obama's DOJ and FBI were autonomous. I lived in a dream world. I couldn't even imagine that the United States government would allow somebody to have servers outside the U.S. government with top secret intelligence on them. Surely, Bernie Sanders would eventually win because he was running against an actual criminal who then cheated him. And nobody would believe that nobody on earth would believe that Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie was cheated. And now you get President Obama. Politico's Ryan Lisa, who spoke to several of Obama's advisors, wrote that the former president sees his role in the Democratic primary process as providing guardrails to make sure it doesn't get too ugly and to unite the party when the nominee is clear. But there's one exception, Lisa. Back when Sanders seemed like more than a threat that he does now, Obama said privately that if Bernie were running away with the nomination, Obama would speak up to stop him. That means that Bernie had no chance. There's nobody more popular than President Obama in the Democratic Party. In a sense, he will run along with the former First Lady Michelle Obama. They both will control the Democratic Party after it crashes and burns with Clinton. And she's still running in 2024. So Sanders, who lost the Democratic primary to Hillary Clinton, he was cheated. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace. You want to know the difference between Elizabeth Beck and Jared Beck and Nico House and people like me? You know the difference between the people I just named and every other Bernie supporter? Most Bernie supporters are okay with being cheated and stomped on and steamrolled. Most progressives are okay as long as they don't rock the boat. You wouldn't want to be H.A. Badman. You wouldn't want to be, but then you get stomped all the time. Then you get stomped. Then you get steamrolled. Then you get cheated. And who fights? Tulsi Gabbard fights. President Trump fights. Who doesn't fight? Bernie Sanders just takes it and he's okay with it. He says, "Thank you, ma'am. May I have another?" Debbie Wasserman Schultz, forced to resign in disgrace. Read the DNC emails. They tried to use his religion against him. They worked with the media. The debates were... okay, by the way, that election is less rigged. 2016 was actually more fair than this election. Why is President Obama coming out right now in Politico? I mean, maybe he didn't come out. That's the way it works. You think he's going to go ahead and say it? That's the way the Democrats work. Well, somebody close to President Obama, somebody close to Clinton. Maggie Haberman, in March of 2019, said like less than 24 hours, only like 12 or 13 hours after that ridiculous cable station, for the first time ever, Hillary Clinton says she's not running again. And then 12 hours later, Maggie Haberman said, oh yeah, I spoke to somebody close to Clinton, and she said that she still kept the door open. Guess what? The door is still open. When people say she's not running, why? Because you would find that the worst thing ever. You would rather you would rather watch The Exorcist on continual loop at 3 a.m. in a haunted house than think of Hillary Clinton running again. Well, too bad. It doesn't matter what you think. She's running again. And she's going to be the nominee because you have this type of thing. It is a political machine. They never had any business. They never had any desire to allow Bernie Sanders to run, because all of those pundits on YouTube and all of those writers who are now Bernie supporters, yeah, can you see how Bernie's doing? No, they're not wearing the Hillary 2020 shirt. Want to know why I'm wearing it? It's pure satire, but it's also, I need Hillary to run again. So then those people who said vote for Hillary Clinton in swing states in 2016, and those people who said, gee, I don't know if I'll vote for Jill Stein or Clinton. Oh, I think I'll vote for Clinton. There's a closer link between Jill Stein and Bernie Sanders and Trump than Clinton and Jill Stein. Much closer. And you can have the I'm with her crowd tell you that same thing. The I'm with her crowd will tell you, and they're right. Bernie Sanders is a lot closer to Trump in a lot of ways. Against the TPP, wants to scale back U.S. foreign policy, wants to address the trade issue with China, on a whole bunch of other issues as well. Then Clinton, who Max Boot and Bill Kristol will be voting for. It's no secret that Obama has been less than enthusiastic about some of the progressive policies. Oh, but President Obama said also he was against Medicare for all, as was Biden, as is the Washington Post and Politico. Now, when people say, oh, Shea Goodman's a grifter, he pretended to be progressive. I wasn't pretending, and neither were the editors, and neither were the YouTube channels and all the people on the left that I spoke to. Whether it was the Huffington Post editors or Salon editors, this wasn't a grandiose plot. There are many people like myself who went from Bernie Sanders to President Trump. A lot of people. And if you don't think that's possible, read my Federalist article below. If you don't think it's possible to go from Bernie Sanders to President Trump, then you don't, I'm not going to say you don't know much about politics, but read the article that I wrote in the Federalist. There's a great many reasons. If foreign policy is the biggest concern, then you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump because he's scaling back U.S. foreign policy. President Obama is against Medicare for all. He's against the kind of revolutionary rhetoric and, the leftward lurch. All of those people who said vote for Clinton in 2016. This is the MC breed election. Ain't no future in your frontin'. Don't front. Don't pretend. You said vote Clinton in 2016. Be proud to vote Clinton in 2020. Why do you think I want Clinton 2020? She's going to run, but why do you think I'm championing it? I'm the biggest Hillary Clinton supporter in all of YouTube. You can tell everyone H.A. Goodman is the biggest Hillary Clinton supporter. Why? Because it proves everything I've ever said about the Democratic Party. The people who did not vote for Clinton in 2016, they can talk, pontificate, whatever. You don't have to listen to them, but they at least have some credibility. But if you said vote for Clinton in 2016 and then you were talking Medicare for all, man, yeah, fight the system. No, you're not fighting any system. You're part of a funnel, a giant funnel, where you just shove progressive votes and left-leaning votes in. And who knows what the word progressive means? There's like 10 different factions. You wanted to ally with a conservative. You're voting for Clinton anyway. You're going to vote for Clinton 2020, and I can't wait till people do. Don't ever say, well, we're going to fight Trump and the conservatives and you can vote for Clinton. And President Obama's endorsing Clinton. There's only 3 viable candidates. Biden, who's a joke. Warren, there's no campaign there. Neither Biden doesn't have a campaign. He fought cornflakes, and everything he says is just a horrendous gaffe. Elizabeth Warren tried to sell Medicare for all. It was like she actually sold the belief that it's not possible. And then Bernie Sanders. Now, President Obama has told Bernie Sanders, no. Just now, he just said it's all over. The Hill, the Huffington Post. Why would the president of for 8 years, they want to put him on Mount Rushmore, Democrats? Why would he come out and disparage Bernie Sanders? Because they have no intention of allowing Bernie Sanders to run. The whole thing is a political machine run by Bill and Hillary. It's going to be Clinton 2020, and everyone's going to be shocked, and I will have told people in 2017 for the past 3 years. I was right in 2016. I said Clinton is unelectable. People thought I was nuts. I was right. They were wrong. I remember getting into endless debates with I'm With Her people, saying, you're going to lose. We're going to lose. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're a Bernie supporter. And you know what? The funny thing with I'm With Her people, they don't like you if you're a Bernie supporter, and they don't like you if you're a Trump supporter. Ross Story wrote a hit piece on me when I was a Bernie supporter. They wrote a hit piece on me when I'm a Trump supporter. They liked only Clinton. They want only Clinton. That's it. And you have all of those major channels, and like, oh yeah, and they pontificate and they moralize and they give you these pseudo-intellectual sermons on morality, and they're voting Clinton anyway. So be true to who you are. Don't front. Ain't no future in your front. MC Breed, one of the great rappers of all time. There's no future in it, so don't do it. President Obama, right here. This is unbelievable. This validates everything I've been saying, and we're on the road to Clinton 2020. Madam Secretary, Philippe Reigns, run already. I will be your biggest supporter. You will lose to Trump, but that's okay. You could run in 2024, and I'll support you then. Run now. Give us an early Christmas gift. I don't want, a AAA team to go to the World Series. I want the NL champions and the AL champions. Let's do it. Hillary Clinton is the best Democrats have. There's nobody else but Clinton, because they'll cheat anyone else. It's fine. Validates everything I've ever said about them. It's actually hilarious. Because the average Bernie supporter is caught between a rock and a hard place. They wouldn't dare become H.A. Badman, but they also know that they're getting cheated. It's a real-time compromise with morality and values and, reality. It's like, what's happening? I want Bernie to win, but are we getting cheated again? Yeah, you're getting cheated again. Take it from the guy who was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post, who is now a very happy Trump supporter. They didn't like Bernie Sanders in 2016, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace, and then they blamed Russia. What makes you think that Bernie Sanders wouldn't be cheated again? Don't be stupid. Think. Use your brain for once. You know they're cheating Bernie. You know that Warren is there just to hurt Bernie Sanders. And Biden doesn't know where he is half the time. And Bloomberg is making a mockery of both Warren and Bernie. They're like, oh, yeah, the billionaire class is very upset with us. What's that? Oh, 30 billion? Oh, wow, okay. And then they spin it like the progressive media spins it. And like, oh, they're really scared. What are they scared about? He's betting 30 billion. Bloomberg is entering the race. It's a mockery. It's a mockery to Democrats. He's like, yeah, I know I'm not going to win, but I'm entering. Yeah, I got money. Democrats respect people who fight. They don't like Tulsi Gabbard, but they respect her as a threat. They don't like Trump. Oh, they can't stand it because he fights. They're okay with Bernie now, but they don't like him. And guess what? President Obama is like, yeah, I'll speak out if he gets even close. So you don't need Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You have President Obama. Think for a second. Think what's going on. You don't have to become me. You don't have to like Trump. But what you should do is not vote Democrat if you had any courage at all. Just say, I'm not voting Democrat. And then you'll be, oh my God, Bernie bro, Bernie or bust. You're letting Trump, you're going to be a Trumper? Say whatever. And then, delete your account or mute the person or whatever. You don't have to be on social media. Why do you think we're at this place now where Democrats have no viable candidate, and the person that is supposed to have, the only grassroots support that they have is Bernie Sanders? That's it. Warren has no grassroots support. Why would you vote for Warren? Why am I going to get a Cracker Jack, old plastic watch when I can get a real Rolex? Why would I vote for Warren if I can get Bernie? Why would I drive if I could drive a Ferrari or a whatever? I mean, it's like, Bernie is, it's kind of hilarious. If I can get the real thing, why am I going to go for a fake and a phony? Would I opt for a tricycle over a Porsche? No. You would do that only because Elizabeth Warren would back Clinton within a nanosecond, and Bernie would back Clinton after 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, what should I do? Okay. Love you, Hillary. I fought the fight. I did what I could, but now we gotta vote for Hillary Clinton again. AOC, let's go do it again. And then you get, the people coming, you have to just remember you're voting Clinton. We don't care. You're voting Clinton. Relax. Don't yell. Nobody cares anyway if you yell, and, no one is ever motivated. Most people are not motivated at all. It's like listening to nails on a chalkboard. We don't care. I'm not going to get reprimanded by a 2-year-old. So, nah. Vote Clinton. Be true to yourself. That's it. So, Obama said he would speak up to stop Bernie Sanders' nomination report. There you go. Give me your thoughts below. Validates everything I've been saying. Hillary 2020. Why do you think this is happening? Do you think this is all organic? Oh, geez, that's really bizarre what's taking place. It's a political machine. Look up Tammany Hall. Democratic Party is a political machine. It's been a political machine for a long time. Not since Tammany Hall have we seen this brazen kind of attitude. So give me your thoughts. Check out H. Goodman's other channel.